That's the Dolan's just looking to get in the Hall of Fame. Hi, you're in the air.
Hey, Glenn, how you doing?
What's happening?
I'm just giving you a little information on what's going on at Watertown High School this year.
Yeah.
My daughter graduates this year.
Mhm.
Proud of her. And we ordered the cap and gown.
Sure.
Girls one, which is white. They brought purple back and saying everybody this year has to wear purple when they graduate for gender equality, and it's not fair for the kids who not sure what their gender is. So everybody has to wear purple now.
Oh, wait, let me just challenge you one thing. You know more about this than I do, but purple happens to be the school color. Does that have anything to do with? Okay, does that have? Because they call them the Cyclones, purple and white. But you're saying purple represents what now?
The boys always wear purple, and the girls always wear white at graduation ceremony.
Okay. Oh, so they're going to separate. I see.
Now everybody has to wear purple
Ah.
for gender reasons.
Isn't it odd they didn't choose the white because the girls, I should say, were wearing white? That off the bat seems a little bit sexist, but that's me. So, okay.
Right.
So, do you have this in writing?
She was told that by the teacher, and like, we ordered the girls' gown, and I'm like, well, why is it purple? Why we got the boys? They must have messed up. Like,
right,
no,
right, sure.
has to wear purple.
So, are you? You're upset with this, no?
Well, I'm annoyed with her. She's more upset than I am.
Your daughter is more upset with this. What does your daughter?
Yeah, she wanted to wear the white.
Right.
Like all the other girls did.
And does she want to wear white like all the other girls did? Because now, especially because they know about this whole inclusion thing, this equality thing is upsetting them, or her friends for that matter?
I don't know if it's much of that. It's just like they wanted to wear the white. I think it looks better on them. And
Right.
all of a sudden they have to switch it up for a few kids that aren't sure what they are.
So ultimately, who makes a decision like this, from what you can gather?
I'm wondering if it's a superintendent or who's doing it. I don't know.
And does anyone have any information about whether or not this is being done in other cities, particularly cities like San Francisco, Los Angeles, New York City, Miami, Chicago? Is this a trend across the country? Can someone Google that?
I didn't think it would happen here, but
it's happening here, my friend. You know that better than I do.
It's wild. I don't know.
I was. Hear me out. Last night, I tuned it in to the Greg Gutfeld show. And by the way, whatever his name is, Greg Gutfeld. And I don't watch Fox as much, but I will tune in on Fox and Friends in the morning, and I will watch Greg at night. And they had this guy out there, and he wasn't kidding when he said this. I was mesmerized by what he said. He said it last night. He said he lived in Portland for 20 years, and his kids went through the school system, and he went into the high school where his daughter or son was. It doesn't matter. And he noticed as a male person in a high school in Portland, Oregon, he couldn't find a bathroom for the men. And he said, well, you got to get a key to go into the bathroom for the boys. And he said all the other bathrooms were accessible. Those were for the girls, but all the boys' bathrooms were closed except for one, and you needed to get a key for it and permission to go. And he said, well, why is that? He says, well, there's too much vandalism, too much violence, blah, blah, blah. I said, oh, geez, this is awful. This is, a blue state, a very blue city. People are exiting Portland just as quickly as New York City and San Francisco. And only to find out that this is something that I forget what else he said, but it was just shocking that this was happening in the high school and he didn't know about it. And it's just maddening what's happening in our school. So I got to ask you, your daughter just went through 4 years of high school. He talked about the violence. He talked about how dangerous it is, at least in those high schools. And I hear this, of course, when Millie Smith was here a couple of weeks back. Did you get a sense that high school, at least when your daughter was there, was in fact a little violent from day to day?
She never really said that. I mean, there's kids fighting and stuff, mostly girls, but it's cat fights.
Yeah, cat fight, and that happens. I mean, it's not better or worse, but it is troubling. And now this inclusivity, this whole movement towards that. I guess what we got to do, and I'm not a parent, I don't have skin in the game. I'm a guy with a radio show here, but I'm as a concerned citizen as anyone else. My taxpayers' dollars goes to that. Our grades are down. We're statistically we're really abysmal in terms of our numbers, just as bad as the Bronx and Brooklyn and so forth, and Utica and Syracuse, which is inexcusable. And you just wonder, are we spending more time worrying about culture than we are about education?
I think that's exactly what's going on. trying to be woke and hip or whatever they're trying to do. And
Well, I mean, what do you do as a parent? Do you like call up other people, and have you spoken to other parents about this?
I haven't spoken to anybody else about it. No, I heard about it like Thursday or Friday, and then
It's just unbelievable. Okay, one more time. So, so that everyone is on the same page, just like 20 years ago, everyone gets a trophy, even though you suck. But now, as you graduate, everyone wears the same purple gown, and that's because it shows everyone is equal. Is that? Am I reading you right?
It's fair for the genders, gender.
So I guess that
or whatever.
Because I guess if the boys are purple, purple trumps white. So now we're all purple, and girls and boys are on the same. Which, by the way, you and I can agree that boys and girls are in fact at the same level. We know that, but somehow or other they're going to shove.
I think it's more. They got more girls there. A few of them that think they're boys, and I think that's what's going on.
And is that speculation? Or are you hearing that through the grapevine?
I've heard that through, her friends and stuff saying it.
So the color purple homogenizes everything, and it happens to be the school color. So let's stick with that. So if someone is feeling white or blue or purple, they could just feel one color. We could all feel the same thing. I guess that's. But your daughter, who is very much a girl who wants to celebrate being a girl with her girlfriends, that has been ripped from her. That's been taken from her and her friends.
Yeah, and like her, our families all went to Watertown and wore the white, like her,
right?
Grandmother, aunts, and all that, and she wanted to do the same thing. And
of course,
I don't see nothing wrong with it.
Right.
That's the problem.
Well, let me ask the question: is the prom coming up, or is that done already?
That was Saturday.
That was Saturday. Yeah, because I saw prom again. It's none of my business, but I see prom pictures. And I saw something where the queen and king happened to be men in some school, not here in Watertown, and everyone's celebrating it. Just like when I see a picture of Lizzo and on one of the Facebook pages, from ET magazine, whichever, and they're saying, "Oh, look how beautiful Lizzo is. Oh, is she celebrating life? And she doesn't care that she has diabetes by the age of 35 years old and loses her foot by the time she's 42. She looks beautiful." That's the way we all should be.
Monster.
Incredible stuff. Sir, thank you for the call. I appreciate it.
All right. Thanks, Glenn.
Thank you. Well, there's someone concerned, and again, he even said his daughter's more upset about it than he is. And I don't blame her. But you don't want to, they won't listen to the kids anymore. They're doing the right thing. We're doing it for you. Other cases of female athletes being, passed by, if you will, for the lack of a better way of putting it in terms of accomplishments. The left is not your friend. If you are on the side of the left is not your friend, especially if you're a woman, especially if you're a swimmer from Kentucky University. I'm forgetting her name at the moment. But she has been under attack almost literally to the point where she needs bodyguards just for speaking up, just for training at age 5, 6, 7 years old, waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning. And just at the time when her time to make it in the moment itself. And all of a sudden, that's taken away by a guy that feels like he's a woman. And there's another picture of a guy. He's an African-American male, and he's wearing a one-piece. And it just looks silly. It just is. I mean, do what you want to do. If you want to do that little fantasy thing, that's fine. But and we're just introducing it to the school levels. It's an everyday thing. And if you speak against it, you're vilified. Very sad world we have right now. Truly is. Hi, you're